Alright, guys. So let's talk about the if function in Excel. So the if function allows us to return different values based on the outcome of a binary test. What does that mean? We're going to ask a question and the answer is either yes or no, true or false. And based on that, we're going to return some value. Okay, so the syntax for it is if, and then you have your test, comma, the result if true, comma, the result if false. Alright, so the test is a question that Excel asks that must be answered true or false. Alright, and we'll talk about examples of this in a minute. But then if it's true, then what should it do? Right, so if the test is true, then this second argument, result if true, is what should the cell value be if the question is true. And then result if false is just what should the cell value be if the question is false. Okay, so like some examples. If cell B1 greater than 2, comma, quote yes, comma, quote no. Alright, so this says if the value of cell B1 is greater than 2, then you should print yes, otherwise print no. Alright, or here's a little more complicated one. If D1 greater than C1, comma, 0.05 times D1, comma, 0.07 times C1. So what this says is if the value of cell D1 is greater than the value of C1, then you should return 5% of the value of D1. Otherwise, return 7% of the value of C1. Okay, so let's go look at an example of how you can do this. Alright, so here we have our order IDs and we have a total price for that order. And so we're going to ask ourselves, can they get free shipping? And we're going to say, okay, they can have free shipping if they're over $400. If their order is over $400, they get free shipping. So let's start figuring out how to do this. So if the total price, which would be that cell next to it, right, is greater than, is greater than the free shipping threshold, which we're going to lock that cell in, then what should you do? You should say yes, you get free shipping. Otherwise, you should say no. Okay? So if the price is greater than our 400 threshold, then say yes, otherwise no. So it says yes, right? Which is exactly what we wanted because that one is over 400. And if we extend that down, yes, that's good. Yes, yes, yes. No, right? And that's also correct. All of these are correct as well. And so that means that we've done it right. And watch if we change it, right? This is the beauty of Excel. We change it to 500. Now like this one, 424, it was getting free shipping, but now it's not. And that's why you reference cells, because it makes that so much easier. Now, the shipping charge. If they have to pay shipping, then they have to pay 5% of their price is the shipping charge. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, let's say if that cell next to us, if free shipping, right, if it equals yes, then they don't have to pay anything. Their shipping charge is 0. Otherwise, they have to pay 5% of their price, right? And so we can now see he's paying nothing, but then here, right, almost $400, so it should be almost $20, and that's exactly what we see. However, there's something we can do to refine this formula a little bit. You never have to pay a fraction of a cent. So let's change this formula here, and let's say instead you're going to round this value and round it to 2 decimal places, right? Shipping charge rounded to the nearest penny. And now, if we extend that down, those make a lot more sense, right? That feels like something that we like. So now what would be the total cost? Well, that would be their shipping charge plus their price. And so you notice I didn't use the sum formula, I just used plus. That's totally okay because we only have 2, easy enough. And we extend that down and we now see the total shipping, right? The total cost with shipping for each order. All right, that's how we can use if. There's a lot of other things you can do with if. You can do nested ifs, you can do complex arguments, but that's really the simplest way, and hopefully that was useful for you, and we'll see you next time.